Clara Germana was a young woman living in Natal, South Africa in the late 19th century. She was known for her devout religious beliefs and her kind and gentle nature. However, in 1906, something strange began to happen to her. Clara started to exhibit odd behaviors and became increasingly withdrawn. At first, her family thought she was just going through a difficult time, but things soon escalated. Clara would scream and speak in languages that no one could understand. She would contort her body in unnatural ways and become violent towards those around her. Her family became frightened and turned to their church for help. The local priest, Father Erasmus Horner, was called upon to perform an exorcism. Father Horner was skeptical at first, but when he saw Clara's behavior for himself, he became convinced that she was possessed by a demon. The exorcism was set for the following day. On the day of the exorcism, Father Horner arrived at Clara's home along with several other members of the church. They gathered around Clara and began to pray. The demon inside Clara began to speak through her, taunting the priest and the other members of the church. Father Horner tried to force the demon out of Clara's body, but it was a long and difficult process. The demon fought back, causing Clara's body to twist and contort in unnatural ways. It seemed as though the demon had taken control of her completely. As the exorcism continued, the demon's voice grew louder and more menacing. It spoke of things that no one else could know and made threats against the church and those present. Father Horner remained steadfast in his faith, and with the help of the other members of the church, he continued to battle the demon. Finally, after hours of praying and fighting, the demon was expelled from Clara's body. She collapsed onto the floor, exhausted but no longer possessed. Clara slowly came to and looked around at the people surrounding her. She had no memory of what had happened during the exorcism. The news of the exorcism spread quickly throughout Natal, and soon, people from all over the region came to see Clara. They wanted to witness the young woman who had been possessed by a demon and had been saved by the church. Clara was seen as a symbol of the power of faith over evil. However, there were some who were not convinced. Skeptics claimed that Clara had simply been suffering from a mental illness and that the exorcism had done nothing to help her. They also accused Father Horner and the church of exploiting Clara for their own purposes. Despite the controversy, Clara remained a devoted member of the church for the rest of her life. She continued to attend services and became known as a quiet and pious woman. The exorcism of Clara Germana remains one of the most bizarre and fascinating cases of demonic possession in history. Today, the story of Clara Germana is still discussed and debated by those who believe in the power of faith and those who question the validity of exorcisms. Whether or not Clara was truly possessed by a demon is something that we may never know for sure, but her story continues to captivate and terrify people to this day.